I read a story once about this piano instructor and the student. And the piano instructor was asking the student, when did you practice? And the student's like, well, late in the evening before I went to bed, I practiced for 2 hours, thinking that the teacher would be impressed with that. The teacher was actually upset with that and said, don't do that. I want you to practice 10 minutes in the morning. And then after you eat breakfast, I want you to practice 10 minutes again. And then as you get through the afternoon, I want you to practice again for 10 minutes. And throughout the day, I want you to break your practice up in 10-minute intervals. Because when you start to get into the habit of doing short periods of practice, it becomes a part of your brain. And when it becomes a part of your brain, it becomes a part of your habit. And when it becomes a part of your habit, it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And what the instructor was trying to teach the student was that, if you're going to get good at playing a piano, it is going to be your lifestyle, not just a task that you had to do for 2 hours to get better. And maybe that story is a little bit more related to some degree of what I'm trying to express in some of this. Okay, so you get a better idea. Okay, as we're closing out this 5-day process of the Relentless Life vlogs, we're now finishing up Friday, going into the weekend. And what do you think so far? I'm just curious. A lot has gone on, certainly in my week, and I don't plan for a lot of this drama to happen. It just kind of happens, but I want to kind of bring you along the ride, and roller coaster ride in that case, of what's been going on. Obviously, there were some tech issues. I'm used to that. Many people who've watched my channel before, we've seen things like that of the lagging, tech issues with the live thing in the stream in general. And I had a lot of that this week. I even got bit by a spider. Those of you who are on the website saw that. That was fun. Even at one point in my life, I think I saw a unicorn, except obviously that doesn't exist. The unfortunate thing is I even had to go to a funeral this week, which is a shame, but that's just the way things go sometimes. But even in spite of all of that, we were able to push through, right? And that's kind of the idea in a lot of this. In my channel, and certainly in the beginning of the channel, I've always promoted and pushed an agenda of what I call multidimensional strength training. In the very beginning, what I touched on was the fitness aspect of that. And what I always used to say, and I still say to this day when it comes to fitness, is that in multidimensional strength training, you don't want to just focus on one thing. And you don't want to zero in on what's safe necessarily. Don't be afraid to go outside of the norm and even what society thinks is okay and not okay. Because you're never going to know if you don't explore. You're never going to really be able to taste how far you can go and what levels you can reach. You have to kind of push the envelope. That's the multidimensional strength aspect. And that was the fitness side that I was pushing. But multidimensional strength training goes far beyond just high intensity interval training, strength training in general, balance, core, and all the other things that we do when it comes to workout videos. In fact, I feel like this is that process that, okay, we built on one thing. That was the fitness. And we gave you like this hodgepodge of what you can choose from, whether it's high intensity, whether it's MMA, whether it's strength training, balance, core, you name it, it was there. And some of you weren't finished yet, and I can understand maybe some of the frustration there. However, when it comes to a process of what's been built, sometimes where you can really build is to wipe the slate clean and start from scratch on something completely different. And multidimensional strength training, like I said, has different aspects. And in this case, I consider this the next dimension.